What is going on, guys and girls? My name is James Orthexy and welcome back today to Roblox. How are we doing, everyone? Welcome back, welcome back. Today it is time for some brand new Bee Swarm Simulator. OMGs, I know. It's been a while. I feel like I say this a lot every time we do a Bee Swarm episode. But yeah, today's episode hopefully is going to be a pretty cool one because, as well as a brand new code, which we're going to share here today, I also have a bunch of cool screenshots from Onnit himself talking about this update, which is hopefully coming pretty soon. Now, before we get started, of course, 3, 2, 1, claim the hive. How are you all doing? Are we good? Welcome back. So yeah, you may be thinking, James, wait a second, aren't we going around in circles here a little bit? Didn't we have this kind of video like months and months ago when the update was supposed to come out and then it never came out and all that kind of stuff? Well, kind of like yes and no. So yeah, basically, I'm not 100% sure about this, but I feel like this might be the case just from the random stuff that I've heard. But yeah, basically months and months ago, there was like a bunch of information about this Bee Swarm update, which was basically like Bee Swarm is tested in a certain world. And apparently, from what I could tell, like someone managed to get into the test realm and like basically took a load of screenshots and kind of like leaked all of the information. And like that combined with Onnit himself just being a little bit busy with real life stuff, it essentially like delayed that update, and he didn't really want to put it out, I don't think, just because, you know, it got leaked basically. That's kind of what I feel. I could be completely wrong, but I feel like that might be one of the reasons why it's been delayed so long. But the good news is, as of like yesterday, Onnit was back on the Bee Swarm Discord, and he had this great huge chat with everyone there, and he gave a bunch of brand new information about this next update. So what I thought we would do is we would jump in, we would go and do the code in the background, and whilst we are doing that, I want to kind of like pull up a few of the more interesting comments that he made, talk about them a bit, and yeah, let's see what we can do. So the one thing that I kind of noticed from reading through the conversation and stuff is there was like an awful lot of comments just about so many random bits and pieces. So yeah, I kind of like compiled like a little list of what I think is probably the more interesting points for this video, just about this next update. And I'm gonna kind of like leave out a lot of the smaller features. So there's gonna be plenty of like rebalancing, basically. And yeah, there's gonna be like a lot of focus on just a lot of new stuff, including like more endgame stuff, including more sort of medium style stuff. And I feel like it's definitely about time that we were able to get some of that. Of course, myself with the channel, I love Bee Swarm, I always have, but it's really difficult to make videos on it when there's like nothing new that I can play. So yeah, any excuse to make a Bee Swarm episode, and believe me, I will do it. I'm still super excited for the update. But yeah, should we do the code? Should we do that in the background? And then we can start talking through a few of these comments that I've got. Right, okay, so yeah, we're gonna do the code here to begin with. Now, I don't think this is gonna be like as spicy as the previous codes that we've done over like the recent, you know, weeks and months and stuff. This one is slightly lower in terms of like the yield, but it's a new code and it can be kind of useful still. And yeah, so this one gives you a 5 times sunflower field boost, a cactus field boost times 3, and a bunch of other random items. So we can try and do like a field stack, I guess, but if we don't get a field stack, it's not the end of the world, to be honest. I kind of just want to talk through like, you know, the stuff. But yeah, anyway, the code, the brand new code is quite simply poke. Yeah, poke. P-O-K-E. I guess maybe Onnit is like poking us to remind us that, hey dudes, Bee Swarm is still around. Maybe there's some cool stuff happening. So, are we ready to redeem this? Here we go, here we go. 3, 2, 1, boom! There it is! Oh, okay. Hey, would you look at that? So as well as the sunflower boost times 5, the cactus times 3, we get 10 moon charms, 5 stingers, and we also got, what was that, a demo bee jelly? It was, wasn't it? Yeah, a demo bee jelly. That's so weird. Yeah, I've got like a bunch of these just random things. So I've got like bubble bee jellies, rad bee jellies, like rascal bees, honey bees, rage bees, shock bees. This is kind of like a mixture of just random codes and like, you know, stuff you find in the map and stuff. But okay, there we go. So let's see if we can get ourselves a sneaky, cheeky sort of booster. So here we go, 3, 2, 1. Come on, come on, come on. Oh, it's Pineapple Patch. No. Okay, never mind. So I guess I feel like I want to roll with 3 times Cactus. I feel like that might be quite good. But yeah, anyway, what I'll do is I'll start posting up the things on the screen and we'll have a little chat about this stuff. Okay, so I don't really have like a particular order for how I want to do this. I was kind of tempted to use a marshmallow bee for this, but you know what? I feel like I'm going to save my marshmallow bees. And yeah, I kind of just want to, I'll just sort of grind this one out in the background like fairly regularly. I don't think it's going to be like a super spicy one. We haven't got a particularly good stack. But yeah, this is more about the updates. So the first one is 3, 2, 1, boom. I have a little traveling bear thing planned to give new players something to do in the next update, since most of the content will be restricted until you have 35 plus bees. Yeah, so this is kind of a really interesting one. What he's saying here is basically there is a lot of content which is based off older and more like advanced players. And I think that's kind of cool. Obviously, Bee Swarm has been around for a super long time now. So to give like the more frequent players some new things to do, I think that is really, really cool. But at the same time, there is going to be some kind of new traveling bear which will be giving you quests at like a lower level that everyone can kind of join in with. So I think that's kind of cool. Also, now this one is really interesting because we do know that there's going to be like a pretty cool mixture of brand new items and stuff that you can wear and equip inside the game. And he says here, if you have the resources for the gummy boots, honestly, I'd save them until the update because the other new items will be much cheaper and way more impactful. Now, I feel like I've been trolled here because the quest for the gummy boots was quite a difficult journey. It was 999 glue. Was it 100 billion honey? I can't quite remember. It was a lot of honey. But yeah, the gummy boots took so long to get. And to be honest, though, they are really cool. But yeah, what he's saying here basically is that if you do have a big stack of glue or if you have like some honey and stuff, make sure you are saving all of that up for the new update because there are going to be some new items in there that might actually be better than the ones that are currently in the game, and they might also be much cheaper. Next up, he says there will be way more bag space and instant conversion after the update, but I'll have to watch it and tweak it. It's hard to balance because I want conversion to continue and be part of the game. So yeah, basically he's saying that like he's gonna try and balance it a little bit better so people can stay in the fields longer, they can gain more pollen and honey and stuff from the fields and have to go to the hives less frequently. However, he still wants people to have to use the hives as a way to convert. So yeah, there's like a bunch of other comments and stuff that I didn't take screenshots of, but there was a lot of talk about rebalancing in terms of the things he wants to do with the honey, how you actually gain it, you know, how the conversion and the instant conversion works, all that kind of stuff. But I think this is kind of interesting. I think a backpack boost would be pretty good. You know, if you can spend more time in the fields, I think that's kind of awesome because even right now, we're not running any buffs. We've just got like a regular code field booster and we're filling up our backpack super duper quickly. So yeah, like a little bit of a rebalance on that stuff, I feel like that would be really good. Oh yeah, I thought this was kind of interesting. So like, I've been playing Roblox for super duper long now, and it seems to be these days, especially, you know, with the more recent games and the more recent simulators and stuff, and even things like, you know, the sort of like Mad City and Jailbreak and stuff, there's a bunch of game passes that people can buy that, you know, give you some random stuff. So yeah, on it says here, I might add a VIB, very important beekeeper-like pass with some perks like 2 times crafting speed and a name tag or a visual change to your hive. So basically what he's thinking about is like introducing some new sort of premium purchases into the game, and I actually think that's really good because in terms of game passes and Bee Swarm, there really hasn't ever been that many. You've got like the 2 times pollen down here, and you've got like the 2 times honey making speed. But apart from that, there really haven't actually been that many game passes. I know there have been like Robux stuff inside the store, but I think he also, and I don't think I actually took a screenshot of this, but he says that he wants to now reduce the prices of the purchases inside Bee Swarm to give people like more stuff for much less Robux. So I think that's really cool. I would like to see some additional stuff, maybe stuff that can help people, as long as it's not like too expensive and stuff. I think that would be kind of awesome. Okay, so do you remember earlier when I mentioned kind of like the new crafting items and stuff, and I was talking about the gummy boots and maybe you should wait with your resources? He then also said most of the new stuff will be between 1 and 25 billion honey and crafting materials. So this is kind of good news. Like, I know that's still an awful lot of honey, don't get me wrong, but I was like super duper concerned that there would be like an insanely expensive item somewhere here, which was just gonna take ages. You know, something like 500 billion or something mad like that. But I feel like if the prices are between 1 and 25 billion, I would definitely like that, because I kind of feel like it would be better in general for people to have that extra honey to actually upgrade their hive and expand it, and less having to worry about grinding honey just to like buy the items. I feel like the items would be cheaper, and that means you can have more honey to actually upgrade the hive and get extra bees. Oh yeah, and this is something that I didn't actually notice. It sounds like it's already in the game, but I haven't actually went and had a look. You know what, let's go and have a look right now. So it says that the moons to the diamond mask are now always solid if you own the diamond mask. Not quite the same, but it helps. They are definitely not solid. They are definitely not solid, on it! I think it means like when the actual update comes out, then they're gonna be solid, which I think would be kind of cool, because the problem is with all of these new field boosters and all of these new masks and, you know, boosts and conversions and whatever, sometimes you want to change your masks up, and it's really annoying to only get the diamond mask when it's nighttime. So yeah, I feel like once you've owned it, that kind of makes sense. Okay, so this is kind of like a confirmation of stuff that we already kind of know, but he does go and state again that there will only be one event bee. So yeah, I feel like this is going to be like, I think it was called the Windy Bee, wasn't it? And I feel like we've done quite a few videos talking about the Windy Bee already, but then he does also go on to say, I will put it in a pack the same way as you get it the legitimate way. You'll get 5, wait, I actually don't quite understand this. So I feel like he's saying there are a couple of ways to get the event bee, I feel like. So actually, I don't know. Out of curiosity, maybe I've messed this up a little bit. I'm not too sure about this one. I would much prefer like another event bee like the Vicious Bee, where you had to actually like go and grind the stingers and stuff. I don't really want like a way that you can just buy it with Robux and then you can get it again with an NPC. So I'm kind of hoping that that might not be the case, but I could be wrong. Oh yeah, also speaking of stingers, I did actually read as well that he's going to be making stingers much easier to get. However, he is going to try and stop server hopping as a way to actually get those rewards. So yeah, basically what people do is they log into the server, have a little look around for a couple of minutes, and then go and join into another one, and it's kind of like a way to get extra sprouts and get extra vicious bees and stuff like that. Apparently now, though, I actually have a screenshot somewhere. What did he say? Oh yeah, here it was. He said, yeah, there will be new sources for items. I want to make it so server hopping isn't the main way to get stuff. So essentially this is going to be like a changing to how you actually gain items. Now, once again, there were quite a few other screenshots on this, and I didn't like get a bunch of them because I feel like it would be just easier just to talk about it. But essentially, there is going to be like a lot of changes to how item drops work, especially with rarity and special items which are dropped from the mobs in and around the world. And there's going to be more of a refined system which will allow you to actually get better stuff, I feel like, on a more frequent basis. So to cut that short, basically, the drop rate and the system which drops the items, I feel, is going to be changed, and hopefully it's going to make it a little bit easier to get some better stuff. Oh yeah, and speaking of this like server hopping thing, he also did go on to say that it will be impossible to even see sprouts that already exist on a server until you've been there for a few minutes. So yeah, I didn't actually, to be completely honest with you, I didn't really realize that server hopping for sprouts and stuff was really a thing. Because if you think about it, like, how on earth do you know which server has a sprout and which one doesn't, and that kind of thing? I didn't really think people were doing that, but I guess maybe they are, if Onyx kind of talking about it. So yeah, this is kind of like a thing. He's going to try and make it like a more balanced experience. He's going to try and get rid of like as many little exploits and stuff. I don't really like the exploits and stuff. So yeah, I think it's kind of cool that he's trying to fix this stuff. And yeah, just another little fix. And I think, you know what, unfortunately, I feel like that's probably about it in terms of the information that I can give you today. So there were some other like random bits and pieces to do with like rebalancing and how items are going to go work, but I kind of like tried to pick the most interesting bits and pieces. But essentially, like, if you want to sort of cut a long story short, yes, don't worry. There will be an update at some point. I know it's been a long time, but yeah, there is an update in the works. Onnit hasn't given any date for a release, and I don't blame him just because it's difficult to keep to deadlines and stuff, so it kind of like takes the pressure off. But he did mention that potentially there might be something small out in August. Bearing in mind it's August right now. And yeah, there are so many cool things planned for the game. I believe he's kind of like back and actually developing it after taking a bit of a break away from the game. And yeah, I'm looking forward to playing some new Bee Swarm as and when it comes out. But yeah, unfortunately, I think that's probably about it for this video. So a little bit of a strange one, but we did get to see a new code, and I thought some of you guys might be interested in this stuff as well. And yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. So if you did, please remember to poke me in that like button, and if you are not yet subscribed, go for it, because we do Roblox Done Fun. But until next time, thank you once again for watching. It's been such a pleasure. As always, thanks. Ranty up!